So I made a video recently talking about Nintendo and specifically game keys. And with this new way of gaming, which is not really new technically, but it is something that kind of makes me feel that there really isn't going to be a market in the future where gamers actually own their games. And I think for all of us who have been paying attention for this for a while, we know this. It has been happening for a long time. And it's not just Nintendo, it's Microsoft, it's Sony, it's Valve with Steam. It's basically all of these platforms, publishers, they don't really want you to own your games, even if you buy a quote-unquote physical game, which this one, they're saying it's a physical game, but it's not. But we've all been through this before where you'll buy a game physically, but you either don't get the full game or you have to download something where you're able to finally play your game, and there's updates and so forth. So basically, it's not like the days of the past where you would buy a physical complete game, at least completed at the time, and you could play it forever as long as you have some way of playing it or have a game system that you could still use. And so that is something that I kind of feel, and that I've felt this for a long time, that it just is signaling the end of gamers as we know it, where it's not really about the gamers, but it's about these companies, these publishers, these intellectual properties. And so with all of that being said, I kind of feel like the only way gaming can be saved, at least gaming as I remember it, just being able to play these older games, is through emulation. And obviously emulation has been around for a very long time, and there's a lot of gray areas concerning laws and so forth. But without emulation, I kind of feel that the days of gaming as we know it won't exist anymore, or they'll be so controlled by these other companies that they'll be lost in history. For a lot of these things, they're only available on the internet through their servers. And so if these things go away, you no longer can play this. And so they'll be lost in history. And that would be really, really sad. And I love video gaming. I grew up with this. I think a lot of people have. And for games to just disappear in history, and we're talking about thousands upon thousands of games, it's just something that is really, really sad. I know there's a lot of other important things in history, but I think video gaming does deserve a place in history because it's done so much, and it continues to do a lot for just people all around the world. And gaming emulation is fastly becoming a thing of the past as well. Mainly, I would say through companies like Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, and so forth, who have a lot of power to shut down these emulation sites. And once again, this is something that is in a gray area. It's not something that can easily be solved. But just from a very practical point of view, just seeing everything that's been going on with gaming over the years, there's a reason why these companies really want to shut down emulation, or at least control it, because, well, they're not making all the money and they're not having control, which I think is the ultimate thing of all of these games and properties. But at the end of the day, if emulation is no longer around, I would say that's going to be the end of gaming and gamers as we know it. And I hope that's not the case. But with everything that's been going on and continues to go on, I kind of feel it's going to be inevitable at some point. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave in the comments area below. And if you did want to see more of my retro gaming videos, I do have an entire playlist, and I'll leave that in the description area below.